Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Life can get really funny, and it can be, doesn't have to be sunny, although it is. You know, we take it very seriously, and I used to be so freaking serious, and I still do sometimes. Sometimes I'm a little too serious, but I've learned to lighten up. I've learned to become lighter and lighter through meditation, as I've mentioned, through singing and dancing throughout my days for so long. But I just got quieter and quieter in my life. Um, I'm not always so quiet, but I became very observant. I became like observing the world and becoming very aware of the slight things, the animals, the breeze, the truck that's making that sound right now, and every single thing that happens is that's happening in your field of consciousness is there's not a mistake. Everything is exactly for you at this exact moment, even as you watch this video. Like if you watch this video at this exact moment in time, it's not an accident. And the videos that I watch talk about this, even in their titles, they'll say, it's not an accident. You're here for a reason. Must watch. And I wouldn't tell anybody must watch anything. That's the mistake. Well, sometimes I feel like when people write that it creates more of the illusion for people that oh my god, I have to watch now. It says like if you don't watch now, this one's gonna be God's gonna be angry at you or whatever it is. No, it's not true, but it is true if you feel that way. So like you only can know how you feel when you turn something on, and if it resonates with you, then stick with it. It's your message for you. And like I would tell you, all I wanted in my life was to hang out with someone like myself, who I am now. I'm not saying I always wanted to hang out with me, but I came into a place where like I had to learn that like I don't have a choice, right? You don't have a choice. You are hanging out with yourself 24/7, 365 days a year. But the only thing that matters is this moment. You're hanging out with you this moment, and then this moment, and then this moment. But don't you want to get to a place where like every single moment you just enjoy your own company, regardless of who is with you and what's with you? Like obviously it's nice to be around good company and we want a partner maybe that's nice and we want children that are nice and we want friends that are nice and that's beautiful, but at the end of the day you go to sleep in your own head. You could have a partner sitting next to you and you're with yourself. You go to the bathroom, I mean most of the time I assume you go alone. I know women go together or whatever it is, but in your own home you go to the bathroom alone. You go take a walk. You want to leave your house just to go by yourself, you have to go. I do a lot of things learning to do on my own, but I'm not by myself. I'm with my own consciousness. I'm with the universe. I'm with nature. I'm with the strangers that I see on the street and the strange plants and animals that I see. And you come to a place that every single moment you're with yourself. You become your own best friend, as I mentioned in one of my poems called "You Become Your Own Best Friend." I believe I put it out there, and it really is true. Like you start to love yourself, and you start to realize like I talk about the God within, that you are the co-creator, you are the God together with everything else and everyone else. Every single thing is God. There's not one thing, like I was telling someone, like, you can't do something without God allowing you to do it. So people could say, what do you mean? So, what about killing somebody? So even that, like, even though I wouldn't say that anybody should harm somebody, of course not, because you're causing suffering to somebody else, and you're actually causing suffering to yourself. It's just that there are no mistakes made. It was supposed if you were able to do something, something were to happen. If I could plan to do something, I could plan to go to work today, and then I can trip and fall down my stairs, and boom, I'm not going to work today. Right? So you can plan all you want to do something, but if it was meant to happen, it's going to happen. If it's not meant to happen, it's not going to happen. And you could say, well, then all the suffering in life is meant to happen. The answer is it was, and I don't have all the answers as to what is the lesson or what is the teaching behind why certain things happen. It's just that each individual soul has to learn certain specific things based on what is happening to them or what they are doing. I know for myself, like, um, I'm finally free in the sense to be able to talk freely about the things that are important to me and the things that I find, whatever it is, because I've given up so much and like I'm not hiding anything. I'm like, yeah, there are things that I falter still, like here and there, you falter, it's okay. But I learned that that's part of it. It's not a mistake. You didn't falter. It's supposed to happen so you could be like, oh, okay, and come back. It's like someone on a diet who cheats on their diet. It's okay. So you know you cheated. You could come back to your dieting, or you can decide to continue to cheat, and that's okay too. And the same thing with consistency with like working out. A person who's like trying to look good or trying to feel good or whatever it is, and they're trying to exercise and they do it one day, 2 days, and then they want to miss a day or two. It's okay. So you miss a day, or you're working on staying clean from substances and you mistaken you smoke weed or you drink a little alcohol. Okay, fine. So you did it. So now you throw in the towel and you just keep on going, or do you come back and you're just like, well, I'm here now. And the question really is, how do you feel? And if you feel like you want to continue doing it, then go ahead. You can continue to do it. There's nothing, you don't have to stop necessarily. But at the same time, it's just you become, life. Like I said, it's as it started. It's really funny in that we make it much more complicated than it needs to be because we feel like we have to do so much. I remember when I was learning or reading from Ram Dass and watching his videos and listening to him talk about his guru and my guru Maharaji. And now I really understand that the guru is really yourself. It's a conscious being like Jesus, like Moses, or any prophet, any of these people that we look up to in a sense, that were these perfected beings or enlightened beings as we would call them. You know, they really did they learned to sit. They didn't really do. Now you'll see that they did do things, right? Like they spoke to crowds and they had large gatherings and they helped this one and they helped that one. But that was later on because people came to them and then they were able to do that work because people saw them in that capacity and therefore they were able to do it. But beforehand they were just working, and they continue to work. All they were doing is working on their inner selves, is to free themselves of this feeling of having to be a human doing and becoming a human being, and just allowing themselves to just learn to be more and more to go with the flow. And that's how you grow. It's not that you have to know anything, it's that you just have to know that you're going to grow without your work because God's going to allow you to grow. Like you're become an adult, no matter what you do, like from an infant, you're going to start to get taller and taller and taller and bigger and bigger, bigger. Um, because God decides that's what's going to happen. Now you'll say, "But what do you mean? I got to eat. I got to do this. I got to do that." Those things are automatic. You're going to eat because you're going to get hungry, so you're going to go eat. It's like Ram Dass said about like someone who once said to him, like, "Well, then I don't have to do anything. Like God knows everything, right? Then what's the point if I just could be a human being? I don't have to do anything." And you wake up in the morning. What do you have to do? To go to the bathroom? Like you're gonna go to the bathroom, and then eventually you're gonna get hungry. You could fast for a few days, or you could hold in your bladder, but at some point you're gonna go to the bathroom. At some point you're gonna eat, and then you might want to have company, so you might get together with friends, or if you have children, like you have to take care of their responsibilities. Like you're gonna have to feed them, you're gonna take them to school, you're gonna have to do activities, and then your parents might call you and say, "Oh, I want you to do this," or some friend might ask you for help, and you want to go help them, or you feel like you want to go build something, so you because it's fun to go build something, or you want to create something because it's fun to create something. There's this constant feeling that you're gonna have inside of this urge to do. I know that the biggest thing I talk about a lot is boredom. Like you can sit in the boredom and you could just be and you can meditate through that. You could, just lie down all day and sleep. And but the people who tend to just sleep and they're not meditating, I'm talking about actual people who are just not consciously meditating, they're really sleeping, they're usually getting very depressed and they feel sad. So in their boredom they're getting sad because they feel like they're gonna run out of resources, or that there's no one there to spend time with them, or they're not having fun, they're not getting their desires met, or whatever it is. But if you could learn to sit there in meditation or deep breathing or just being with whatever it is you're doing, then it's all perfect. You can watch as many movies as you want. You can watch as much TV shows as you want. You can create YouTube as much as you want. You can eat as much as you want. It's all perfect. It's all what is exactly meant to be. And you'll know when you have to move on to the next activity, right? It's just a question of knowing how you feel and trusting that moment. The worst place to be for someone is that place of should I, shouldn't I, which I wrote a poem on as well. The not sure state where you're not sure of like, what am I doing here? What am I supposed to be doing? I feel like I should be doing. And I was in that place, and sometimes it comes up like, what should I do now? And then I stop and I'm like, thank you. Thank you. I feel full right now. I feel good. So then you go from a place where I feel good. I don't have to make a call to hang out with somebody. I don't have to go necessarily create here on YouTube. Even though I might like to, but I don't have to. And if I like to, that's what I'm gonna go do, and that's what I'm on here now. Like I felt the urge to like all right, I should make this video. And maybe I'll post this video, maybe I won't post this video. Like, there's no I have to. There's videos I've made that I haven't posted, and it could be that this is one of them, and who knows? And as I was laughing, I'm like, I really don't know. And you might be seeing this and being like, well, you didn't know because you did post it. And I'm like, well, right now I'm actually making this video on my phone without posting it onto YouTube. And will I post it? Maybe. I usually post them anyways for a later date because I have videos posted already. So I'm like, I don't want to bombard people. But then I might throw something in there in the middle of like change it up and throw an extra video here and there. And there's no rhyme or reason or rules to this. Is that you have to get out of that place of like following the rules of whatever system you're in. There are no rules to it. Try to figure out. I think that the hardest thing is when you're on the spiritual journey is that you're trying to figure out what does God want from me? What does the universe want from me? That's a really good question. No one can answer that for you. Only you can. That's the mystery. Sit in it. Sit. I believe that you should just sit and let it unfold and work and let it work its way through. Let your brain run its course like the clouds in the sky, going, the thoughts. So everything's gonna run through, and then you're like, okay, now what do I really want to do? And people are like, but you have to do something. You're going to do. Like I mentioned, you're going to go to the bathroom, you're going to go eat, you're going to go do something. Here I am creating this. And I think that ultimately you get to the place of where Ram Dass talks about love, serve, remember. You're here to love God, serve God, and remember God. So what is your service? Love, serve, remember, but love and remember, okay. But like what about the service? So the service is what do you do? Like service could be you're sitting and doing this, a service, because it could be helpful for people to hear this. It could be your walk, take a walk, and somebody walks by you, and you say hello, and then you end up with a conversation, and you're helping someone free themselves of their whatever shackles they're in at that current moment. Freedom could be when your child reaches out to you that they need help, and instead of reacting like, "Oh, I can't do it right now," be like, take a deep breath and be like, "All right, how can I help this my child? How can I help this person who needs this help?" And I think that ultimately it becomes easier and easier the more you live in the mystery, the more you hold yourself back and stay in the patience with yourself, with knowing that it's all divine timing. Everything has already worked its way out for you. Everything is already mapped out. Just know it's going to work out. It's going to work out for you for your best. And then that question is, but how do you know it is going to work out for your best? Things are going to happen for you. If you're watching this video right now and you're listening to my words and you've gone this far, yeah, good things are going to happen to you because you're like, wow, I feel that. I feel that more and more and more. And then you just go into that more and more. And it is hardcore at first. And it feels like you're free falling into this oblivion, but you're free falling into the arms of God, the arms of the universe. They call Mother Nature. The mother is going to grab you, going to hold you. Is holding you right now. Mother Nature is holding you right now, like we're on Earth. Like I'm in my room, but underneath us is ground. The universe is holding us. We're inside the universe. We're in it. Don't you see? We're being held. There's a great I don't know, photo or image like where the universe is a big body, or like all the planets are part of this humongous body, and like the world is like a head, or whatever it is, or however you want to say it. And but it's a body, and we're just like inside a body, and we're bodies inside of a body. It's kind of wild when you think of it that way. Like we're just like little tiny pieces inside this little body, and yet, because it's all one. God in the universe is all one. I pause when I say it because I try to take it in of like, there's no way to conceptualize the oneness in a sense. It's so humongous. It's so beyond our comprehension. Talking about something that's a word God that people tarnish, right? Different religions have different words for the word God. That's it's nameless. It's Hashem in Judaism. Hashem means the name. You don't say a name. I'm sure in other religions, I don't know the other religions as well. I used the word Ram because that's the word that my guru used to refer to God, because Ram means God. Um, and but there are so many names for God because there's no name for it. It's just nameless. There's no way to talk about it. But that's all we're doing really here is talking about source and coming back to source. and we're gonna all die, and our bodies are gonna go. Where are we going? We're going back to source. In and out of source. We're coming back in, out, in, out, in, out, and incarnation, incarnation, incarnation. And some people will be like, "What are you talking about? This is the be all end all." Like, I don't know how to explain this to people, but like, it's pretty obvious, You don't, there's no, you don't go anywhere. I mean, this body goes, but like, where I'm looking, like, I've been here. Don't you feel that? Like, you sit back and like, I've been here. I don't remember not being here. I've been here so many times. I've just been here. And at one point, don't you want to just lean back and lean into like, what's going to happen here? So I'm going to give you the analogy. The analogy from my life is very simple. I grew up in a wealthy home, big house, all the stuff you could imagine, as I've mentioned in videos. And it's just that, and at some point you realize, wait a second, so my parents are taking care of me. And then the parents say, go work, go take care of yourself. And you feel like, oh no, no one's got me. I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go. But in the meantime, I was born into this family that had so much. God, isn't God telling me something? I think God was telling me, feel this. Yo, you already did the poor life. You already had nothing and you worked so hard. And that was one life you lived. And maybe you did that so many times where you lived on the street, homeless, poor. You were told you were nothing, you're never going to have anything. And then slowly, slowly, incarnation after incarnation, maybe things got slowly a little bit better and a little bit better. And then you grow up in this huge home and and then now you still think you're going to end up with nothing because you're relying on man to take care of you, relying on someone giving you a paycheck. When are you going to realize God is literally saying to me or to whoever I'm talking to, God is saying, I got you. Don't you see? I put you into an awesome, beautiful place. Just trust. Enjoy the warmth of having heat, electricity, technology. You can watch videos, food. Not tomorrow, not what happened yesterday, right now. If you're able to watch this video for now, we're at 17 minutes and 27 seconds. If you're able to watch this video, then you must have free time where you feel full. You must have it. You have the ability to have a phone, have YouTube to be able to watch this. Like, just be grateful for what you have in this moment, and you will always have what you have. You'll always be able to have that, knowing that He's got you. He will never not have you as long as you know that. But society, people, your programming, people will tell you, and the news will scare you into believing the world's gonna come to an end, and your world's gonna come to an end. You're gonna end up on the street, and no one cares about you, and no one gives a shit about you, and nothing. And then you're gonna feel like crap, and you're gonna be depressed, and then no one's gonna come out. You're gonna be homeless on the street and be collecting money, and you have to say, what about God? What's this thing that everyone talks about? God. What is it? So it's just a saying. It's not really a thing. It's the humans. We have to say we believe in God because we humans are the ones who are God. Are humans all our gods? Well, we're all God, but it's the universe. It's this bigger thing of we ourselves, again, whether you believe this or not, some believe that, and I definitely believe this, we put ourselves in exactly the scenario that we decided we're going to put ourselves in. We decided our own incarnation, we decided our own families, we decided our scenario that we are going to, after we were wherever we were, to be brought down to this incarnation to play out this particular life. So we can work on certain things for ourselves to free ourselves of whatever issues or things in our consciousness we need to work out. We are our own gods. And our job in our lifetime, I believe, is to figure out that exact point. We are the ones that free ourselves of our own prison. That's it. There's a game. We created a game to free ourselves of the game. And just like people play video games and they like playing video games and then they want to beat the game. And then what do they do when they beat the game? Is they chill. They get to be the people watching everyone else's video games and kind of being the NPCs in the game and being like, but the NPCs they're not NPCs, they're really still going, and they're trying to tell you, just be like us. Like, why are you guys trying so hard to beat the game? The game is to realize you're in the game. You're just in it. You're in it. So enjoy it. Observe it. Watch it. Play it out. Play it out, and then what's going to be? That's the end of the mystery, everybody. The end of the mystery is just sit back. So like sometimes in mental health, people get worried that that the person themselves sees everyone else as NPCs. What about no? What about you become the NPC? That's an interesting one, right? You become the non-player. What is it? Non-player. I don't know what C stands for, but the non-player. You become the observer. So you're in it, and when other people want to see you, they see you. It's a funny thing when this spiritual journey, like you can walk the world, and I feel this way sometimes. Like Dave Matthews says in one of his lines in the song, like a ghost. Like people can't see you. When you're in this awareness and you're in this spiritual place of God and you're talking about God all the time, it's like either people don't want to see you because they're like, this guy's strange, he's talking about God all the time, or they literally don't see you because you're living in an alternative reality. It's like what they say when you go from a 3D reality to maybe another type of reality, and they they don't see you. And this is, there's videos of people talking about timeline shifts and all this stuff, and there's a woman, Carrie Kay, on YouTube that I've seen that she talks about this, where she says literally people, if you start aligning yourself more and more with the universe, more and more with the godly universes and other dimensions, people in a lower density level will literally not recognize you anymore, or they see you, but they see you in a much different way, and it's hard for people to see you in a way that you see you starts to see yourself. But you just feel fortunate that living a different you're literally living in a different world than other people, in the sense of like trusting the universes versus just trusting yourself. And again, like I said, I've been in that place where I used to just trust myself and my own efforts, and it's a never ending battle. It's like a cat and mouse game all day long. You never stop till you drop. So I might as well flip flop and decide to do something completely different, and I did. And I've talked about it in my videos, and you just enjoy the flow and then as you grow each and every day. And I'm so grateful to share on here. I'm so grateful to express this to you guys. I would love for the commentary. I would love for people to question things. People have, like I mentioned, people question about, well, how do you pay your bills and all this stuff? And I'm like, God is funding me. But really, really, it doesn't matter. Does it matter? God's funding your bills too. You think your boss is paying your paycheck, or is that boss your boss, or is boss God? And if you don't, are you one of those who are like go to church and go to mosque or go to synagogue or go to a temple or whatever it is you go to, or talk to God at home, but then like you still think the boss is paying your paycheck, or that boss isn't God paying you that paycheck? You still think it's you? You still think it's this guy? So where's God in that? Again, the way I see it is very simple. It's all God paying you. It's a question of, well, and then people say, well, you have to do your work. In Judaism, it's called ishtadlus. You have to do your efforts. Yeah, but is that real, or is that because you believe you have to do that? So I think it's where you're at. If you feel you have to do that, you have to go do what you feel like you have to go do. Don't stop doing what you're doing. If you feel like you can't stop, then you have to continue doing it. What I would say is do more good, do more spiritual stuff, do more meditation, do more conscious breathing, and be more present. And then things will fall away when they're supposed to fall away, if they're supposed to fall away. Don't force yourself into someone else's scenario. As Ram Dass would say, don't be a phony holy. Don't pretend you're somewhere you're not. But when you get to a certain place where you're calm and collected, you'll see that it's all taken care of for you. And then you should really just do what you want to do. Do those things that you love, do those things you enjoy. And anyone who's in the spiritual world knows that that's the place you should follow, the place of enjoyment, the place of love, and the place of enjoyment where you're excited about. Go do those things. And then the other stuff that it's not so enjoyable, you're going to stop doing them at some point, but it doesn't have to be right now. It's going to be when it's supposed to be. But again, it seems to me it's simplified, um, but it's really not that complicated. We just make it complicated because we're stuck up in here. And the more you come back to here into like this moment, like in this moment, you're good. You're literally good. And like I sometimes feel like on these videos, like, oh, I wish they would go longer and longer. My videos aren't sometimes so long, and I get why people like to listen to longer videos when they're in a positive space, because they're giving over this feeling of positivity all the time of like, yeah, you're good, and you got this, and it'll all work out. And people promise abundance. Like tomorrow in this September, you're gonna get abundance. And this video is probably gonna come out in September. In September, you're gonna get abundance. It's gonna happen for you. And people are like, yeah, what, but when? But when? The answer is it already happened. They're telling you that, meaning they mean to say it's right now. You already have it. You already do. Just know you have it, and it comes when it comes. And then you just go out and have fun, and that's all it comes about, is just knowing. And again, I know what the question becomes is like, well, how do I know? You know because you know now, but how? And then you realize, just breathe. And you're like, okay, but I did that. But you're still asking that question, means you haven't got to that place yet, because it's not something to give over with words. It's so many words you can say to somebody, you can't give over the feeling. It's a feeling, it's a feeling where there is no ceiling, where it's continuous flow. And it's a place where you can't prove anymore. You try to prove it to people that you're in this place. But in the beginning of spirituality, I was totally trying to prove it to everybody. I was going out and dancing. I was dancing in Times Square and singing so loud, and singing Dave Matthews literally in Times Square. There's videos maybe somewhere out there. I never took them, but other people did. I've had people ask me to take pictures and all kinds of things. I was trying to prove it. And I was so proud of myself. Oh, well, I'm going to become famous that way. I'm not going to lie. Like, I thought that that's what I needed to do. I needed to go do that. And at the time, I needed to do it. And I was dancing and singing on beaches and parks loud. And I've had stories about that, like kids coming over to me and all kinds of things, asking me if I was a musician, a singer. And I thought, like, yes, I'm going to be on that stage with Dave Matthews. And maybe I will one day. Who knows? But I think that maybe I will. But it's not for the same reason as I thought before. Before it was for the reason of like, that's how I was going to make it, like have all that money or have that fame in a certain way. And like, now I know it was just a training ground. It was just for me to realize God is all around. You don't need to do all that. You just need to be your true self. That was my true self in that moment, or at least I thought it was. I thought that's what I needed to do. And now I don't feel like I have to do those things anymore. And you start to grow out of some of those experiences, realizing like, I was at a Dave Matthews show, and all of a sudden he's singing this song about like being an imitation. I don't know the name of the song, but being a copycat. And I'm like, oh my God, is that what I'm doing? Just being a copycat of Dave Matthews? And then like, I'm going to stop really singing loudly all over the place. I still do it sometimes because I get excited and I love him. And I go to his shows and I sing at his concerts loud, of course. But it's not about being Dave. It's about being Yoni, being true to myself. And this is all I want to do really, is whether it's on YouTube or if I meet you in person, is talk about God, talk about freeing yourself, talk about trust, and talk about love, and giving each other that space of love and freedom, and knowing that we're here to help. Really, as Ram Dass says, we're all here to walk each other home. That's what we're doing. There's a book called Walk Each Other Home. Beautiful. Anyway, so I hope you're all on your journey home, because we all are anyway, and we're here together. Now you remember. Love you guys. Thanks again.